all the snow.
You were sleeping, so you wouldn't know.
That's true.
Utah, Colorado, New Mexico.
That's it. And then we're going to hit Arizona and then Texas down south.
Not Arizona. No. New Mexico to Texas. Not today. Unless we go backwards. Arizona's behind us.
That's right. Okay. We just switched.
She's not awake yet.
I'm not there yet.
She's working on it. I mean, she's sort of awake. Parts are awake. The important parts. The parts that drive are awake. The intellectual, mental, thinking faculties are not quite crawled out of the sack yet. That usually happens after a while.
It takes a while.
Well, sometimes it happens after a while.
That's true.
Look how pretty that is, all that red rock.
Absolutely. Splendid.
Should we spin the cam?
So fine. Yeah, pull it out. I don't have the other one.
Zoom! Look at. Oh, did I zoom? Oh, look at that. We have a little dilapidated farmhouse. There we go. Now you can see the beautiful red rock cliffs
Big red
of
rocks.
New Mexico. Look at that. And the traffic. Left lane closed.
That too.
1 mile. Okay. That's all you get. That's it for now. Is that good like that?
Almost.
What do you mean?
Go more towards you.
Towards me? Too much?
No, that's good. It's good. You did good.
Okay. So I did some video today in a little bit of Utah, a little bit of Colorado, and some New Mexico.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
But you know what I didn't do?
What?
I didn't plug in my mic. I yelled at the camera. Do you think that'll be okay?
We'll find out. I have to look at it and see. We had a nice lunch.
We had an excellent lunch.
Good lunch.
What kind of cut of beef was that?
Ribeye.
Oh, she made ribeye and portobello mushrooms with a cream cheese sauce kind of thing. Oh boy, it was really, really, really good. It was really good, super good. Best portobello mushrooms we've ever had in this house. Yes, I do. She cuts off the fat and the grizzle. I eat it because that's the best part to me. I love that.
It is.
So she had there's 5 or 6 good sized chunks,
From Australia.
and she left them on the plate. So I took it over under a tree because there were, I don't know what kind of birds these are. They're either crows or ravens. They're huge black birds. They're enormous. They're this big. They're big. And I had a little bit earlier, I saw them out there, so we were sitting. I took some goldfish crackers. I didn't know if they would like them. I threw a handful out the window, and they came and scarfed them. So I threw a couple more handfuls of goldfish out, and they kind of hung around with their bottom lip stuck out. We're hungry, we got feet up.
They followed you back to the truck.
So,
Right.
well, a while later, 15 or 20 minutes later,
Yeah,
I took the chunks of the fat out on a plate, And I looked around and I did not see one single black bird anywhere. So I put it down under the tree. I thought, well, maybe they'll find it eventually. And before I got back to the truck, which was about 100 feet away, I'm looking over my shoulder. I see this big black crow or whatever coming flying across the parking lot. I kept walking towards the truck, and he went straight to the spot where I put that. Well, I think he was sitting somewhere watching. I do. Because he just came, he went straight to it, and by the time he got there and he got the first piece, then there were 3 or 4 more, and they started like their little competition, and they scarfed it up. So I thought, that's cool. We didn't know if they would eat it or not. So a little while later, I went back in to do some transflow, and I came out to the truck, and they were following me.
That's what they're for.
I got in the truck, and here they come. There's 4 or 5 of them. They get all around the front of the truck, and they look, and they're hopping, and they're looking, and they're so funny. They're really smart. They're really smart. They're fun.
One other thing.
We didn't get them on video. We should have got them on video.
One other part about the driver with the cup.
Oh, yeah. So when I was walking back from the transflow, there was a tanker had parked on the side where you're not supposed to park. You know, invariably people park their trucks, you know, in everyone else's way so they can be closer to the door in to the Flying J. No, to go into the Flying J. But I noticed he had tossed out, it was a little like a pint size or half pint size carton of milk and a little yogurt container. He had thrown them out his window, and they're just sitting there beside his tractor. But the crows came, and one of them had stuck his face in that yogurt container, and when he pulled his beak out, it was all white, covered with yogurt. And yeah, always up to, you know, I mean, this whole beak, and their beak's about that long. It's big. They're big birds, so it was all covered with white. And then he hops over to where the gravel is, and he's rubbing his beak, and he's trying to clean off the yogurt. Well, couldn't get it off. So we're watching, and they keep moving around the parking lot, you know, and you can see this one white crow with a white beak covered with yogurt flying around.
And Jay goes, look, there's the bird.
There he is.
Flew right in front of the truck.
Flew right across.
White beak.
Yeah.
I cracked up. It still makes me laugh.
I wish we could have got a picture of that.
Oh my goodness.
There's some. Yeah, when you stop for fuel or park in a truck stop, you'll see the birds. They hang around the fuel lanes because they you know, you come right in off the road to the fuel lanes, and you'll see the birds out there. They land right on the grill with their feet, and they harvest the bugs off the front grill of the truck, and they just go from truck to truck, and you'll see like a couple dozen birds out there. And that's how they get a meal. They've learned. Yeah, that's a real good source of food for them. It's a food supply.
Which is just, it's so smart.
So it is, even if the truck is running, the engine is running, they don't care. They hop up there and they get the bugs.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's working, driver. We need a CB tune-up.
Yeah, need a tune-up.
Yeah, we'll schedule home time. Stop there and get our CB fixed.
Hey, don't complicate matters.
Sorry.
Did you put...
No, I put nothing in anything.
You made this tea. Because this is the tea you made yesterday.
Okay, did you fill it up? All right, so...
What was in it? Did you put sugar?
I did. Yes. I made it according to your specifications.
Okay.
So if it's not all right,
No,
then
it's good.
it's not my fault.
It's very good.
It's not my fault.
It's yummy.
So I drove 500.4 miles today.
Yes, you did.
I drove 3, almost 4 straight hours, because you have to go. This is a high value load, and you're supposed to go 200 miles before you stop. 200 miles from the shipper before you stop. So I was in.
What's
from Salt Lake City headed to, if you look at a map, San Antonio, Texas, there's no interstate that goes point A to point B.
That's true.
You could take U.S. highways, and so we had to go up over the mountains out of Salt Lake into, through Utah. So it took 4 hours to go 200 miles.
Yeah, 'cause
Which you can generally do in 3 hours or a little bit.
how many tiny towns did you have to go through?
Not that many.
It's like 2 or 3. Right?
Well, I
On
mean,
6.
there were. Wait,
On 6.
I went through a bunch of towns because they slow the speed limit down from. I mean, going up through there. I mean, there are places where it's 65. I won't do 65. It's
No,
twisty,
because
turny,
it's
up
too-
and
it's
down.
too
Yeah.
tight, yeah.
But anyway, so I stopped. It had been 4 hours of straight driving. That was my first stop, and then I took a half-hour break to shake the cobwebs out, and I got out of the truck and stretched, and it was dark and cold, and
Bounce, though.
no, there wasn't any place to bounce. It was a truck turnout, which is all dirt, and it's like this angle,
I see.
and if you try and bounce on that angle, you bounce once and you get launched. So,
I could just see that. I'd wake up in the morning and see where's Jen.
and there's the Bellicon sitting out on the ground, and she looks over the edge of the cliff, and I'm down there.
I have to go. I could take a rope.
Call the fire department to come and send a rescue squad to get me out of the canyon I launched myself into. Yeah, that would be fun. I'd be fighting off the wolves and the mountain bears, and with a tree branch, trying to stay alive long enough for somebody to come rescue me.
You know what this reminds me of? Is
Texas.
Cars.
Of what?
Cars.
The movie Cars.
Yes.
That's her favorite
I
movie.
always think of that movie. When
I
come
think
past
next to Gone with the Wind, that's her favorite movie.
No.
No? Starman.
Starman.
Oh,
Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Cars. Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind's number 3 now?
No, it's 4. It's 4.
What's... Okay, you only named 3.
No, I said Gladiator.
Cars. Gone with the Wind.
No, Starman.
Starman.
Gone with the Wind.
Okay. Reminds you of Cars.
This reminds me of Cars.
Well, you gotta show everybody what reminds you of Cars. That reminds her of Cars, except for the trucks and the cars.
Well,
the landscape.
It's such a wide angle.
Because it's
It-
the
you don't see
landscape.
it, but
There are buttes and mesas and
yes,
cars coming out of the ground.
in Cars, the mesas were cars stuck down into the ground.
They were?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh, we have to watch it now.
I'll have to watch it again. For the umpteenth time. Look, sheep, sheep. See the sheep? See the sheep? There's sheep. See the sheep? Ah, bye-bye. Sheepies.
I can hook up the other cameras and you can play. That safety is priority number 1, not 2, not 3, 1. So if I just stopped, I sent a note to ops to let them know